Hello, everyone. First of all, I would like to thank the co-founders Nico Rosberg and Mario Vogt for the kind invitation to attend this year's GreenTech Festival. In fact, I think it's my third participation in this amazing festival, and I really appreciate the efforts and progress made over the last years. It's a great pleasure to be here again among pioneers of sustainable change, and it's really inspiring all of us. Ladies and gentlemen, I've been invited here to talk about financial policy and sustainability. Indeed, sustainability is one of the factors that is at the forefront of our vision for business and society in Germany and across Europe. It is written into the coalition agreement of the parties currently governing Germany. And for me as finance minister, there are three main components that I would like to address today. One, how and why we need to safeguard the economic sustainability of our public finances. Two, how we can support sustainability in economy. And three, how we can integrate environmental, social, and governance aspects into the decision-making of financial players. Let me start with the economic sustainability of public finances. To tackle all of the very pressing challenges we are facing today, I believe there is one key ingredient. We must ensure that our public finances are economically sustainable in Germany and in Europe as a whole. In my view, sustainable public finances are the foundation for stability and growth, and they ensure that governments have room for maneuver and to act to support people like you, as well as the necessary transformation of our economies. However, it would be wrong to seek a solution in further borrowing, nor should any action we take today be done at the expense of further generations, neither ecologically nor economically. Because inflation remains high, interest rates are rising, and that puts pressure on our budgets. We therefore have to consolidate our public finances now, and this means making decisions for priorities. What is urgent, what is necessary, and what is merely desirable. This is a new lesson for us in Germany, because for over a decade we hadn't faced such budget constraints. But for me, this is also an opportunity to sharpen our policy focus again. Using that is not the right approach in the long run, and we cannot rely on there being higher revenues in the long run either. We have to get public spendings back on track. We have to learn afresh that we have to create wealth and prosperity first before we spend it. In this respect, I think that the difficult budget negotiations we are currently witnessing in Germany are necessary to put public finances back on a sustainable path and to fight inflation. We will not achieve this with additional government spending financed by borrowing, but we can if the central bank's policies of raising rates is accompanied by disciplined spending on the government side. I believe that this is the sustainable approach to public finances. Now to the second aspect, which obviously most of you will be interested more in. I want to address sustainability in the private sector and in our economies. Over the last decades, the European Union has suffered climate-related losses of 145 billion euros. The transformation of our economies towards climate neutrality and sustainability is therefore imperative. It is an enormous task. The transformation requires a change in attitude. It requires the absolute will and stamina for change and, of course, a lot of private and public sector funding. We are committed to support businesses in Germany and in Europe as we undergo this changeover. By creating the right regulatory framework, we want to support the process of transformation so that you and all of the other businesses, founders and self-employed people across Germany and Europe can see the necessary transformation as an opportunity, as a possible new source of wealth and prosperity. And how? For one thing, we are investing. We are already providing substantial resources to finance the transformation. In Germany, our Climate and Transformation Fund, Klima- und Transformationsfonds, alone will provide around 178 billion euros in the coming years. Many people are talking about the Inflation Reduction Act of the US. Compared to the size of our economies, we are doing much more than the United States. Our problem is not that we are not offering high subsidies. Our problem is, and I will come back to this later, we are not competitive when it comes to the private sector. We need a capital markets union in Europe. With this fund in Germany, we are financing the changeover of our energy supply, the decarbonization of our industry, and much more, like, for example, the CHIPS Act. For another, we are improving Germany's structural framework condition as a place to do business, because I believe that Germany, to lead the transformation, we need to foster the essential drivers of this transformation. And they are not laying in the public sector. It is innovative spirit in the private sector, passion and entrepreneurial spirit. I therefore plan to present a whole legislative package of fiscal growth accelerators. At the center, there will be a premium for investments that are made by businesses and which contribute to climate protection. This investment premium will encompass a subsidy for investments in energy efficiency that is not linked to profits. In addition, we will improve the existing depreciation rules, especially for SMEs, Abschreibungsbedingungen. With our Skilled Immigration Act, we are introducing changes to ensure that Germany continues to attract talent from the world. We are currently preparing our Future Finance Act, Zukunftsfinanzierungsgesetz. Our aim is to create better funding opportunities and enhance access to the capital markets, especially for startups and high-growth companies. We are also making Germany's financial markets more attractive and Germany as a location for businesses. Both domestic and international companies and investors are invited to do business in Germany, and we do so by promoting digitalization of the public authorities and administration, internalization of our authorities such as BaFin, and by reducing red tape. Ladies and gentlemen, these are just a few examples of the way we want to support businesses. The third and the final topic I would like to mention today is our sustainable finance agenda. That is to say, our efforts to encourage the financial sector participants to take environmental, social, and governance consideration into account in their activities. The German government is committed to making Germany a leading hub for sustainable finance. In my view, Having a stable and resilient financial system which supports sustainable investments and sustainable business models is an important competitive advantage. For us, it is therefore crucial that the pursuit of sustainable finance is used to raise the financial industry's awareness of, for example, the climate risks that are increasingly relevant to the financial system, as well raising their awareness of the opportunities associated with sustainable investment. And we also believe it is important that capital flows are challenged and channeled in a way that supports the attainment of the 17 global sustainability goals of the United Nations 2030 agenda, and that they are channeled in a way that supports the implementation of the Paris Climate Agreement as well. We therefore want to support the creation of an efficient regulatory framework for sustainable finance, one that promotes sustainable investments and enables innovation, but does not overburden market participants. And it is really important that both public and private investments are mobilized, because the financial resources that we need to transform economy are huge and cannot, as I mentioned, be paid by the public purse alone. The potential of the private sector is so much greater. After all, take Germany as an example. The private sector accounts for almost 90% of total investments made in the country. This underlines the importance of the private sector. We believe that sustainable finance can be an important tool in helping and boosting private capital to distribute it efficiently, because sustainable finance makes use of and provides transparency. This, in turn, enables investors to make better decisions. This will help market participants to take advantage of the many opportunities in the changing business world. As part of our efforts in the field of sustainable finance, we are working closely with stakeholders. It is important that the process of policy making does not lose sight of feasible information. Therefore, the German government is in close contact with the stakeholders, in particular through the Sustainable Finance Advisory Committee. Our, I think, unique committee consists of experts from the financial sector, academic corporates, and the civil society, and it gives helpful advice on sustainable finance matters to our government. And we are also leading by example, and I'm proud to say this. Germany has been issuing German federal securities over the last years, and we are one of the world's leading issuer of such bonds, and we want to be and want to stay the leading emitter of federal securities in the green bond area. Our twin bond approach, where each green bond is issued with the same maturity and coupon as the conventional bond, has sustainably increased price transparency in the green bond market, and it creates various incentives for other market participants to issue green securities as well. So, ladies and gentlemen, today I have set out how we can commit to economically sustainable public finances, to support businesses, and to environmental, social, and governance aspects in the financial sector. The transformation that we need to undertake will not be without challenges and shortages, but I believe that by working together, we can face these challenges with confidence. There's so much potential to growth. There are so many opportunities. Let's take them. Thank you very much, and all the best for you.